Hey everyone, how's it going? It's your boy Darth Shigong coming at you from Gaming on the Dark Side, GOTDS, and as always, we got this coming at you with another video for Call of Dragons. And we've got some breaking news, guys. Home realms are coming soon. So let's go ahead and jump into this, but before we do that, let's get this intro out the way.
You don't know the power
Of gaming on the
dark side.
Yeah, this just dropped in the game, guys. They have started the home realm updates in a sense. They're kind of giving us some information. They're going to be talking about how the process works, when it's going to be available, all of those things. They even have a Q&A. So we're going to try and cover as much as we can. Obviously, as we get closer and closer to this update dropping, there'll be more and more information. I'm pretty sure there'll be plenty of questions, and I'm hoping that the developers will be open to answering them as quickly as possible so we have a better idea of how it goes and how to prepare ourselves. We'll definitely have to look into this more because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some things that we're going to need to do to ensure that we're able to play with our friends and that we set ourselves up for success, because I have a feeling that once you're in your realms, it's not going to be like a walk in the park that just change whenever you want. There's going to be some red tape. Let's just say that. So let's go ahead and get into this and start breaking down the announcement that they dropped in the game. So I just logged in and I saw that on my announcement board, where you do your policies and all that stuff, they had a little notice, right? And this came up here. You got Kella talking about this a little bit. This just came out on April 19th, 2024. Home Realm coming soon. So it's not called Home Kingdoms, it's called Home Realms here in Call of Dragons. Now, obviously, the first thing we want to look at is entering the home realms here. So they say the process is going to be basically for servers in Season 1. You can access the home realm via the server you are currently playing in. So for all the brand new servers that have opened up lately, if you're in Season 1, technically that, I guess, is your home realm. So that's what you're playing in right now. Now, for anyone that's in servers that are in Season 2 or later, it says wait for the current season to end. So my season literally just started yesterday, so I gotta wait until this season comes to an end before I'm gonna be able to access the home realm system. But it says following that, Lords will undergo the migration and season summary processes. Anyways, after which you'll be able to access the home realm. So it kind of bites that, we can't kind of do this sooner rather than later. We have to wait at least, 50 days or so before we're able to move into this thing. However, at the same time, it does give us time to start kind of coordinating with friends from other realms to see if we're going to be able to, get together and work together. Now, as we go further into this, we'll be able to find out whether or not that's going to be possible. But I'm hoping so, because I have a lot of friends that are spread out across the game, and I'm really hoping that we can kind of all come together and at least have a home base to play from. So let's go on here. The next part's going to be the summary rewards. Alright, so for summary rewards, it says season rewards will now be distributed at the season's end, immediately after the season summary period. So like this last season, we had the summary period ended, and then there was still, I want to say, a good 3 or 4 days before the end of the actual season, and we moved into the new one. So players were kind of moving around from alliances to make sure that, promises were kept. People got the rewards, either it was Dragon or the Magma rewards, all those stuff. Those all got distributed accordingly, and then people were able to go back to their alliances. Now, but then you had to wait until the brand new season started to get your rewards. That would include I wonder if you'll be able to use your rewards, though. Because the season rewards will now be distributed at the season's end. But will that shop be available? That's what I'm curious about. Or do we still have to wait till the beginning of the new season to access it? Now, I'm assuming, this is just my assumption, since we'll be in home realms, that you will immediately be able to also use your rewards as well. Because, you're already in your home realm. There is no migrating, per se. I think that must have happened somewhere else, but we'll find out here as we keep on going. The next part of this announcement is all about division migration. It says for servers from Season 2 onward, after the current season ends, there will be one last chance for division migration. After that, division migration won't be available at the end of each season anymore. Instead, a new season migration system will be introduced. So, for example, in my server, we're going to go all the way through this season, and then we'll have one last chance to do the migration like normal. So, for example, let's say a big alliance that I have in my server, or I should say my division, is TFS. right? There's a lot of them. They're very active. They want to have a real good core group of people together, and they're constantly trying to recruit the best of the best, correct? Just like BDO and other servers. These are really top level alliances. So they'll have one last chance to, hey, this is going to be our home server we're going to try to go to, the one we're going to try and dominate. Let's pick this, get everyone we possibly can get in there now, because after this, it's going to be a little more difficult to get new people in or to bring people in from other servers. So this will be your last chance. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of shuffling, a lot of discussions, a lot of probably very long and late night voice chats on Discord, trying to organize this before it happens so that people can have the best home realms possible, especially for these very, very big alliances. But I guess on a side note, if you're not in a big alliance and you're kind of afraid of being in one where you might get bullied, this is kind of also good to know, because maybe you can ask, hey, where you guys, well, I'm not sure how likely it'll be to say it and all that stuff, but if you can kind of find out where they're going and you want to avoid them, that's always a good thing, right? Conversely, also, they're probably not going to be telling that information because they don't want their enemies joining the same home realm and then forever being locked in this battle of just going back and forth, right? It can make for probably a pretty toxic environment. So we'll see what happens. The next thing they're going to talk about here are new season changes. So this, I guess, is going to be changing things here. So now they have an affiliated region rules. Upon entering a new season, my lord's affiliated region will be automatically allocated on a realm by realm basis and cannot be changed during the season. So I'm wondering, if a new season's starting, and that means we're going back to either Tamaris, right? Another, let's say T2, or going back to Belleron for B3 and all. Well, I guess it'd be B2. Or to the new continent that they'll probably have coming out later on this year, right? For season 3, technically. That rather than us picking where we're going to go in the region, like the starting regions, it looks like it's going to just basically put us wherever it is. And then from there, we're going to have to figure things out. At least that's what it sounds like. I'm kind of curious how this is going to work out. This could potentially cause some issues when you guys are going into it and trying to, well, is Resurgence going to be the same thing and it have to cost? So then it's all going to be dependent on where the leader is? Or is this going to be basically, I wonder what will happen is if the alliance, let's say like I'm in an alliance, and rather than the alliance leader picking which zone we go into for starting zone, right? So where we can, we're all gonna be over here, and you guys are over there, and we create this situation where no one is fighting for the first zone until zone 3 opens up. There's no battles really happening. Now they're gonna randomly put your alliances and people that are unaffiliated. You'll be randomly placed throughout all the starting zones, so you have no idea who you're gonna end up with, and it can cause potential for some battles right there in zone 1. I kind of like that idea. Because if we're all going from our home realm to a different land, you don't always have control on who shows up on that land, on those shores next to you, right? And all that stuff. We can't sit there and dictate, well, you'll be there, I'll be here. Hey, if you want to be here and I'm here, we have 2 choices. We can either ally or we can fight to see who's going to be in charge here. Or you can pay to research your butt somewhere else and all. So that, I can see this being interesting. I can see it being very interesting and making it to where it's going to eliminate the pre-season voice chats and where people are getting pushed around, especially by the bigger alliances. You'll have someone say, nope, sorry, we've already, quote unquote, made plans for this zone. It's like, well, I wasn't included in those plans, but of course I'm just some little peon over here, and you big, bad, huge alliance over there, yes, you please dictate to all of us how we're going to enjoy the game, right? This will make it to where, hey, sorry, dude, you and all your allies are all over the place. You might be lucky to be allied. You might not. You might have your mortal enemy in the exact same starting zone as you, and you're going to be fighting the entire season unless you're strong enough to push them out. This is going to be interesting. I really want to see how this works out. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, so make sure you comment below on that one. Next, this is a good one. I like this one. Season progress. The season's length will be adjusted to 50 days. So this is going to make it uniform across for everybody. So that is awesome. At least now we kind of have an idea of how long we're going to be in a season. So let's say you hate what's happening. Well, it's only 50 days. That's less than 2 months, right? And all that. That's going to make it interesting. We're definitely going to be moving around a lot. But check this out. It says the player's season progression will be as follows. You'll start off in your home realm. Then you move into the new season Then you go back to your home realm for preparation, and then you go into the next new season. So what I'm thinking is probably going to happen here is you're in your home realm for, I don't know, a week or two, kind of making sure everyone's doing upkeep, going for the behemoths, pushing people around, establishing territory, regaining territory that was lost, whatever. Then you move into your new season where everyone goes over to the new realm, and you guys are all doing that over there. Then you'll come back to your home realm to prepare for the next season. So like I said, again, like maybe a week or two, or maybe a week or something like that where everyone's working out. I would assume that people that play Rise of Kingdoms would know more about this because this sounds a lot like what they do. And I'm pretty sure that people like Chizgol Gaming and other people that play Rise of Kingdoms will have way more to say on this, at least to have an example of what might happen, since the makers of both games are the same people. So this is my first time seeing this, and I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to have their own unique spin, since it's Call of Dragons, and we'll find out. But 50 days for a season, we have it here, we see it, so you guys can start marking your calendars. We know exactly how long it's going to be in a particular place, playing with some particular people. All right, so the next chunk in this thing is season quests. A new season quest system will be introduced, allowing lords to earn rewards by completing quests issued during the new season. That's cool. I like that. So, besides just obviously going for whatever the end game is, right? Well, unless you're a TFS, right? Dragon isn't considered winning. But I mean, for everyone else that wants to get to the last boss and control it and all that, not only will you have that goal, but you'll also have season quests to complete. These will probably be for some interesting rewards. I wonder if there'll be unique rewards that you can only get through the season quests. That would make it even more interesting. What I'm curious about, though, is how many of these season quests will be dependent upon other players having to help you. Or are these going to be individual quests just for you, or kind of a mixture of both? Kind of like how the season talents are, where, to get more talent points, they're individual goals, right? They're not based off other people. So I'm kind of curious to see how this works and what the rewards would be. But I like this. I like that they're adding more things to do in the game. More things is always more fun. It gets you in the game more often, keeps people way more active, and that's the whole thing, right? Trying to keep people active, playing the game, so that it's not such a hassle to get people to log in to do events, run forts, attack, raid behemoths, lairs, all that kind of stuff. If people are constantly logging in, it's a lot easier to organize in-game activities with your fellow alliance mates. Next up, we've got alliance rules. It says here, alliances can only be created in the home realm. Interesting. And players can only join alliances from that realm. After entering a new season, alliance data from the home realm will be retained. Very, very interesting. Now, when it says data, I'm going to start from the back and move back to the front, I guess. I wonder if that means like the behemoth buffs that you have back in your home realm. All that, will that transfer over to the new realm that you're going in? You kind of can double up. So if we happen to own, a bear over here that gives +3 attack %, right? Over in our home realm, when we go to the new island, wherever we're attacking, and going there, will it stack on top of the stuff we get there? That's kind of interesting to think about. I also wonder how that would go with, let's say, resource production, all that stuff. Is that universal and goes across? Because that can really help to catapult building as we're going from there. I wonder if they'll have it to where you have to send resources over. That'd be interesting too. Sorry, I'm over here just thinking as I'm talking about this and all that. But anyways, those are just some random thoughts. We'll learn more as we're going, right? But it says that we can only create our alliances in the home realm. So basically, your home realm, those alliances, that's where you're creating them. That's where they come from when you guys go on this expedition to this new land that you guys are going to be fighting at. You basically bring people over. It is interesting that once you're over in that new land, you can't make new alliances. That is kind of interesting how that's going to be. But it is what it is. I definitely want to find out more about this, and I know we're going to learn more as we're going. I'm pretty sure at some point in time I'll have a video explaining this in action. But that segues nicely into this next chunk here, the war band system. The Union system will be upgraded to the war band system. Only alliances from the same affiliated region can join the same warband, allowing members to share territorial relocation, occupied passes, and behemoth buffs. Now, I think this goes hand in hand with the fact that you will be randomly placed in the new land, right? When the new season starts, when you leave your home realm, you'll be randomly placed places, right? So it'll be a little trickier to create unions per se if, let's say, you're in there with people that you really don't trust or don't even like. However, it will allow you to create this warband system. It's saying that alliances will be able to basically form war bands with other alliances in that area, and they can share things. Now, I wonder if that means that they would be able, because it's territorial relocation, so I'm thinking that you might be able to teleport over into their zones, but would you have to then be allied to do that in some form, right? I mean, we have to be part of the same warband, and we can't attack each other, because that would be weird to be able to just jump over someone else's place and start beating the crap out of them. But I can see how this could lead to some betrayal. So be careful who you let in your house, right? I mean, you better make sure whoever you're warbanding with has your best interest at heart. Because if you're allowing them to be able to have the option to territorially relocate into your territory, it could cause some issues if you've got some people in there that are untrustworthy. You know, I'm not going to say any names. MILF, MILF, right? I'm not going to say any names. But I'm just saying that you got to watch out who you trust in this new system. This will be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay, so the next part of the update here is going to be ranking events. The Strongest Lord and Great Heights events will continue to use the previous ranking method, where realms within the same season server will compete together for rankings. So this isn't really changing per se, right? We're still going to have more than one division per se, I guess. What was this season server? So it looks like they're still going to group us together. So you're really competing against a whole lot of people, especially for that Great Heights event, right? That's like the Kraken of Kraken event. Unless you have saved up forever on speed ups and all that kind of stuff and resources, you're not ranking up in there. It's just not happening. Not really, right? It's very expensive. But for Strongest Lord, it looks like it'll at least still be, as far as I know, Strongest Lord is just your division, right? Or your servers that you're fighting with, right? Your division, that's all you're going against. Greatest Heights is typically multiple servers in your division. So, multiple divisions, it looks like. So we'll see how that goes. But basically, it looks like it's staying the same. This isn't really being affected by this home realm system. Now, this leads us into, I feel, one of the most interesting things in this update. The High King, right? In home realm. The Alliance leader who defeats and purifies the flame dragon. Yeah, all by himself, right, guys? Anyways, that's beside the point. Will ascend to the position of High King. As the highest ruler of the realm, the High King not only enjoys supreme privileges, but also shoulders the sacred mission of leading the realm members to conquer the new season. Interesting. So this is definitely going to be an ego boost to some people, and to others we will see truly how they act when they have this level of power, right? They say power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So this will definitely show us the true character of people who reach this rank in a home realm. Now, I can see for the much larger alliances, if they're able to control their home realm with an iron fist, my bad, I'm kidding. When they control their home realm with love and kindness, they will basically seed that realm with all of their people, right? Obviously, their alliance can only hold so many people. So they'll have other alliances, their sub-alliances, and people that all work with them. They will all populate a particular home realm. That would be the goal. That way, that home realm moving into these other these seasons will have all of their people together in a sense, right? And the High King is in charge of all of that, making sure that happens. Now I'm wondering, does this High King position stay with that particular player? Or if, let's say, the R5 of the alliance that controls, so let's just say the R5 that takes over the dragon and all that, if we switch the R5, right? Oh, I'm going to take a break for a day, or I got to go home, you guys take my place as R5, does that new R5 then become High King? Or does it transfer with that player, even if you kick me out? I'm kind of curious how that goes. What if no one likes the High King? Let's say something happens. Is there going to be a way to, in a sense, revolt against the High King? Other than outright civil war within that home realm, trying to beat that major alliance. All the other alliances decide to say, you know what, we do not like this High King. We are tired of it. Diplomacy, we're all working, and now we're going to come in and take the throne from him. But then it adds into that whole thing. Like if you listen to like how Theodore talks and that one little tale he has about the three beasts and how they ended up fighting with each other trying to get power, and then no one had power. So that would be interesting. Like what if nobody gets the flame dragon? What if everyone is so busy fighting that no one goes and is able to control it? Is there no High King now? How does that work? I'm very curious to see how this happens and what the rules are going to be. And like I said, if you're stuck with someone that you just do not like, what's the process for getting rid of them? I mean, is it kind of like, politics here in the United States where they, other than the president and all that stuff, they're like, oh wait, these people are freaking senators for life, right? Lifetime politicians, and they say, well, vote them out. Well, hey man, I'm sorry, it's not as easy as you would think because of the way the system's set up. Some of these people they're like ticks, man. They ain't getting out and all. So I'm curious to see how this is going to work. This is going to be a very, very interesting update. And yeah, we'll see some true colors of some people. I'm very, it will reveal itself. Next up, guys, we have the personal migration rules coming in update 1.0.26. So looking at these in a little more detail, it says, after meeting certain requirements, Lords can use the season migration feature to migrate to the home realm within the same season server. So I'm assuming the same season server is just a way of saying the same division, where we have a lot of the different realms, right? Different servers all bunched together. So like right now I have certain people, I can only migrate to one of them. Interesting. Now it says season migration requires use of an item called migration permits. The number of migration permits required for lords to migrate during the season varies based on their power. Upon completing season migration, you will enter a cooldown period. Lords must wait until the cooldown ends before initiating another server migration. I'm curious if that cooldown will make it to where you're not going to be able to just jump from server to server and kind of play these like little shell games where no one knows where anyone's going and all that until the very last second. Will it be long enough? You're like, well, hey, once I've migrated over, this is where I'm at. It's not happening until next season migration opportunity. Now, what I'm curious about those, how is this going to affect, let's say, like right now on my season, I have some friends that are somewhere else in a different division. Will we not be able to play together still? Is it not universal migration, I guess, in a sense? Do I have to wait until they somehow become in the same, like basically the same system where our divisions run into each other in the same division, and then I can try and migrate then and become a home realm? I'm curious to see how that happens, but that's what it sounds like to me. Give me your thoughts below and let me know what you guys think. Now, when it comes to the cost, someone did post in Discord, I guess what they do in ROK, right? Rise of Kingdoms, they have a cost as well, and they kind of have this little chart. So I'm going to post the chart here so you guys can look at it just to maybe get, maybe this is how it might be and what the costs might look like. Now, this is all speculation. Obviously, we won't know until the system comes up. But hey, that's why I'm here, right? To give out information. So if you're just listening to me, this is your chance to look at the screen. If you're looking at the screen already, I'm sorry that this video is taking so long and probably burning your eyeballs out, but go ahead and check this out. So you can see here that they have the different power levels of the kingdoms right there on the far left side. Then it shows the pages required, which I guess in Call of Dragons they'd be permits required, how much they would cost us, which translates into how much dollars, right? So how many gems it would cost, US dollars, and then it's interesting if you want to buy these. So I'm wondering if it'll be something similar to this. It's going to cost money, obviously, still to migrate because it's going to cost gems. They're going to make it to where you can't just do it willy-nilly, which is good, right? I mean, migration should be something that it's a decision, and it should cost, so people aren't just hopping around all over the place. So I'm very curious if this is what's going to be similar or not. We'll find out. Don't take this as a definitive answer. It's just something that might give us some idea of what it's going to look like. Dang, this video is long, guys. I wish I could do this quicker, but I have to give my thoughts, right? So realm migration rules. The High King can adjust the season migration power limit of the realm to impose restrictions on the power of migrants. This is probably similar to what it's like with alliances having certain caps saying, hey, you need to have at least 40 million power to join this. So they might do the same thing. You have to have so much power or so much of whatever in order to even try to migrate over. Each realm has a maximum quota for the number of migrants it can recruit each season. All right. So you have to be picky about who you're letting in. Got it. In addition to season migration, we're introducing a special migration system. The quota for special migration is limited and requires approval from the High King. Once approved, migrants entering the corresponding server will not be subject to any power or quota limitations. So they can hey, you're my buddy, and you have greased my palm. You may enter and all. Now, quick question. What if the High King decides to quit the game, or he's not there? Does the migration just come to a halt until a new king is chosen? I'm very curious. Will it be something similar to how it is right now with alliances, that if you don't log in for a certain amount of time, they automatically change someone else to the R5? Will someone else become the High King? Interesting. Time will tell. All right, cool. Getting closer to the end, guys. I apologize for my long-windedness. So we have the Q&A here. Question number 1. When can migration start after the update? Migration will be available starting from Season 2 and onwards after the update. Question number 2. How are migration quotas determined after the update? After the update, lords below the power threshold won't count towards the migration quota, but those above the threshold still will. The remaining quota will depend on the server status, full, crowded, or active. Full servers won't accept migrants. So it looks like whatever the power threshold that's probably set by the High King, anyone that's below that won't affect necessarily the quota of how many players can come over, unless of course it's full already. But those that hit the threshold or higher will. So the decision on what your threshold is going to be will matter beyond just decide, kind of kicking out, keeping out the smaller players that you don't want. It will also affect how you fill up your server. So High King is going to be an important position, folks. Keep that in mind. Now, the last question here, where can I get migration permits? You can get migration permits from the Alliance store, all right? And, of course, new monthly bundles. Money, baby! New migration permit related bundles. These bundles will be refreshed monthly. New migration permit related bundles. These bundles will be refreshed monthly. I don't know why they repeated that twice. That's weird. But I'm assuming that obviously they'll have permits in there. But I also wonder what else might be in there. What kind of goodies? Sorry about the truck in the background, guys. What kind of goodies are also going to come in there? Are there going to be speed ups, troop buffs, maybe the Legion things where you're able to make more troops, all those things. There's obviously going to be something in that bundle that makes it attractive beyond just the permits. And I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to be tossing in there. So there you guys go. That is the update as of now with information. This video is obviously long. I'm pretty sure other YouTubers are making the same videos, and it's probably way shorter than mine. It's just, I had to interject my thoughts, and I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm basically reacting to this at the same time as I'm reading it. I wanted to get out as quickly as possible. So this kind of goes, I know I'm still talking, right? This kind of goes along with my theme of how I try to do some of my videos. I like more of a podcast version. That way you can kind of just put me in the background, be listening to my melodious voice as you're doing other things, maybe driving in the car, doing the dishes, hanging out, whatever. You can kind of hear what's happening and either agree with me or disagree with me, whatever. And that's kind of how I roll with these longer videos. So if you have stuck around this long, I truly appreciate it. Thank you for giving me a half hour of your time, and for this latest episode of Darth Shigong Presents, I guess, right? And I hope that you guys enjoy what they're doing with the game. I like how they're trying different things. I'm very happy that they're doing more stuff. That shows that they want us to keep on playing and to try new things out. I'm pretty sure there will be a ton of bugs that come out, and we're going to have to work with, and they will definitely learn as we're going. There'll be some growing pains. The High King thing, I think, is going to be one of the most interesting concepts, and to see how that goes, I can see the drama fests already forming. I can see the power struggles that are going to happen. I think it's going to be very Games of Thrones-like, and there's going to be a lot of blood, and a lot of shed tears, and a lot of videos. So if anything, guys, I gotta tell the devs, thank you for the content, because it will keep us going for a bit. It will be fun. But anyways, I hope you guys liked it. Please, if you guys haven't done it, please just hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? It costs you nothing to subscribe to my channel. You don't even have to do anything, right? Just hit that little button. Well, I should have do something. Hit the little thing, hit the subscribe button, and just go from there. It'd be great, guys. It would really help out a lot for my goal this year. I'd really appreciate it. But with that, I gotta get in this game, man. It's a brand new season. Gotta get some farming in. Gotta be working on some stuff. So I do appreciate your time very, very much. Thank you all so much. I'm your boy, Darth Shigong, and I really enjoy doing this. And I hope to see you guys very soon. But until that time happens, I hope to catch all of you gaming on the dark side.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I